Yo, what's going on, guys? Frankietrades here, bringing you another new weekly watch list. This time around, I'm going to do things a little bit different, up the quality a bit, show you guys what's going on with the earnings, showing you guys what's going on with economic news and what events are going on for this week. So before we dive deep into it, before I go into my watch list and what I'm watching for the week, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. You guys know I'd really appreciate it. Almost at 1,000 subs, so let's keep growing the channel. But besides that, first things first is looking at earnings for this week. Not too much going on that I really like, that I usually trade on an everyday basis. All I really see is we have AMD on Tuesday. Nothing after that. Monday, we don't really have anything that I like to trade. Pinterest might be one worth watching, you know, if you're in those kind of, I don't want to say degenerate stocks, but, you know, in those kinds of stocks. PayPal may develop something nice. I know PayPal, I played it on the last earnings, ended up paying pretty well, playing the after move on it. Roku might be worth watching. Airbnbs this week, that's going to be a good one to watch. Apple is on Thursday after close. Shopify is pre-market, so that's a good one to watch as well in case that has some good earnings behind it. Coinbase might be another good one to watch as well. So it looks like Coin, Airbnb, and Apple might be the main ones to watch. May want to add Shopify in there to see what those do, but besides that, don't really have anything else. So that is about it for earnings. As far as economic news goes, you can see that we don't really have much going on Monday. Monday's pretty dead, so Monday should be a pretty nice day. Tuesday, we have employment cost index at 8:30, home price index at 9. Chicago PMI at 9:45. That's pretty annoying. So that's 15 minutes into market. And then consumer confidence at 10 a.m. Eastern. Wednesday, we have Treasury refunding announcement, which is flagged as important. PMI 9:45. ISM, construction, JOLTS, all at 10. And then Fed chair press conference at 2:30. That's going to be an important one to see what Fed members say about the market and the economy in general. Thursday, we have jobless claims, which is always important. And then we have productivity costs along with that. And that is about it for Thursday. And then Friday, we have a Fed member speaking at 8 a.m. Eastern. And then employment situation at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. And then another PMI composite final at 9:45. So 15 minutes into market open. And then ISM service index. I know that one has affected the market in the past, at least the volatility when the news comes out on that. So that might be worth watching to see if we can play anything with that. But that is about it for economic news for the week. So we can go ahead and close this and go deep into the watch list. First things first is we have ES here. So let me go ahead and pull up the chart on that. If we put this on the daily chart, I talked about it last week with you guys. We actually ended up breaking down from these consolidation levels, ended up breaking down and holding below 4250 and ended up seeing almost 4100 this week. So we saw some drastic moves in the market this week, which is pretty nice. Kind of got some fresh new moves to the downside with a lot of tech stocks we like to play in this and around these areas. So kind of nice, fresh out of change and everything. But first things first, I am watching 4110 on ES. One thing I do want to point out is we do have a 1 hour trend line here on the bottom side that does stop us from 41 at around 4120. But main area I'm watching is 4110. After 4110, I'm watching 4100 and then 4070 on that. So NQ, you'll be able to see the clearer picture on this if I put this on the daily chart on what I'm talking about. You can see that we had a flat level at 14600 that we kept holding and we couldn't get a strong close below it. Ended up finally getting to a strong close below it this week, and that's why we saw a lot of stocks come more to the downside. Nvidia, Tesla, all these tech stocks come to the downside because they were weak. But first thing I'm watching is 14140 on NQ and then 14,000 on that to see more downside. Reason why I'm looking at more downside, it doesn't mean I'm necessarily bearish, but it does mean that that's where most of our plays line up, at least for me as a scalper. You know, they're more fresh levels. They're not really tested. There's going to be more volatility coming towards the downside than there will be to the upside. It doesn't mean that there aren't any plays to the upside. It's just for me personally, I see more potential to the downside with the setups that I have lined up. So that is about it for that. And then your guys' favorite part, we can dive deep into the watch list. Meta is going to be the first thing here. Had earnings this previous week, didn't play much of it. The only thing that I am interested on is at $299.31. into 300. The only way I take this is with momentum. I usually hate meta, and if you put meta on the 4-hour chart or even the daily chart, you could see how much 300 is messed with. You can even see here on the 4-hour, if I have this zoomed out, how much we mess with the 300 area. But considering it just had earnings and it's trying to come back, the only way I do end up taking this is seeing the momentum judging the momentum at 299 and then going into that high at 299.31 that it made on Friday into 300. So that is the only way I end up taking that. Next up is Netflix. Netflix had some really good earnings this week, or even the previous week. Was it the previous week? Yeah, it was the previous week, and it was pretty choppy this week. Ended up getting caught on it on Friday on the nastiest bounce ever near 401. Ended up bouncing like $2. That may not seem a lot on Netflix on a regular, like, you know, a Monday or Tuesday, but on a Friday, those contracts definitely hurt a lot. Ended up losing around 10 to 15% because of how bad the bounce was and the spread on that. So ended up closing Friday red, but that's all right. It wasn't too much. I went in light with it, which is a good thing. Ended up taking my position really lightly because it is Netflix on a Friday. Don't want to go too crazy on those, but not to go too deep into that, I am watching the $40 gap that Netflix has that it created after earnings from $354.79 all the way up to $392.26. First level I'm watching is $392 and then $390, and then after that we have more room down, but I'll talk about that more as the week goes on with those weekly updates I give on Twitter if you guys want to see more of those. So that is about it for Netflix on what I'm watching there. Next up is NVIDIA. Go ahead and put this on the 30-minute to show you guys what I'm wanting to take on this. So first things first, I want to take NVIDIA at 400. The reason why I'm so interested at this level, even though we've broken it a few times, is that if we happen to get NVIDIA near the open, or maybe 30 minutes to an hour into the market being open, it leaves more of a chance of this breakout being a lot cleaner and a lot smoother because there's more volume and more volatility at the open than there is in the middle of the day. As you can see where it broke, or even late of day, where most of these times it gets close to 400, rejects or ends up breaking and only broke by $1. 400 is a key level on NVIDIA. Everyone's going to be watching this near the open if it does end up opening close to this and it's showing weakness during market. But I'm watching 400. After 400, I am watching 399, and after 399, I'm watching 395, just because of how volatile NVIDIA is. Trend lines don't really matter on this. I say it as a joke. You know, some trend lines they can respect, but for the most part, you really got to judge the momentum in volatility behind NVIDIA on these kinds of plays. So that is what I'm watching on that. And then last but not least is Tesla. First thing I'm watching is 202.50. That's the safest entry. If you want to take an early entry at 203, you can. Just got to remember it is an early entry at 203, 50 cents away from that level. I'm going to personally play it safe at 202.51, ride that into 202, and then judge the momentum and weakness from there on out going into 200. So nothing too crazy. It's a pretty simple setup. You can see that a lot of these stocks are at crucial levels and key levels, so something to be on the lookout for in case the market's strong and seeing some of these stocks weak. That might be a day that you want to target these stocks. So, but besides that, the only stock I have left on the side watch list is BA. BA isn't anything too special. My chart here is pretty messy, so don't pay attention to any of it. The only level that I'm really interested on this is 176 on BA into 175. It would just be a simple scalp. Nothing crazy. BA tends to lack a lot of volume, and the spreads get pretty bad on this if you end up catching the wrong play on this. So it's just a side watch, nothing crazy. So yeah, that is about it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the weekly stock watches that I give out for you guys for free. If you guys want to see more of these, or even weekly updates, or even weekly updates throughout the week while the market's open, let me know. I can post them on Twitter, let you guys know on Instagram what's going on. You guys let me know in the comments. But yeah, besides that, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys later on this week with a live trade. So peace out.